watching Rogers TV.
Welcome to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. A great show ahead for you. A reminder at the end of the show as I do the wrap-up, I'll tell you all the details about our amazing mom makeover contest. Deadline is coming up this Sunday, May the 5th at midnight. It is an incredible contest. So I'll give you all the details a little bit later on the show. We're talking a little capital gains. We're talking plumbing. We're talking bladder cancer. I have an amazing country music artist joining me on the show today. Sean Austin's in town on nearing the last leg of their big tour. But we start in the kitchen here. Mom in the Know, Julie Finley, is back with some great recipes courtesy of Foodland Ontario. You can find them all at foodlandontario.ca. Look, I just did your job for you.
Oh my gosh,
I mean, I might as well just leave.
Actually, if you could, I could totally take this over. Sorry,
I know
everyone
you could.
At home. It looks like it's busy, but I just want to show everybody that everything is starting to come into season.
Yes.
We're starting to see colors. We've got our greenhouse peppers. We've got our greenhouse tomatoes. And don't be worried that they come this big, because that is local.
That's a
and
beauty.
It is. And you can always tell if it's right by just looking at the bottom. It's almost like a star shows up at the bottom.
Right.
The other way is just if it's heavy to its weight.
Okay.
So that's a couple of tips.
And if it's not completely right, by the way, leave it out. You shouldn't even be putting your tomatoes in the fridge anyway, right? Unless you've cut it in half and you need to store it, right?
Exactly.
And you're just using half of it.
You only need to put them in the fridge when they start to overripen.
Okay.
But if you have overripe things, I've got the plan for you.
Okay.
So I was keeping Mother's Day in mind, and actually, as I was setting this up, I meant to put breakfast first, but I was so excited to put lamb chops on for you.
I love the lamb.
I know.
Yeah.
Just tell us why you love the lamb. Maybe people at home will be, because it's actually not that
meat.
expensive.
It's got great flavor, right? I find it's got a little bit more. What's the term I'm looking for? A little bit more wild flavor than other meats out there,
Yes.
right? Then I'm not comparing it to venison or something like that. I'm comparing it more to beef and pork and things like that. What are we making? Oh, I'm supposed to tell everybody. Lamb chops with mushroom pasta, my friend.
So what I've already done with the lamb chops is I've actually put rosemary, a little bit of oil on it, salt and pepper, and let it stand for about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Then I put it in a little pan like this, and I sauteed it on both sides for about 3 minutes or until the temperature shows 325.
Okay.
Again, you don't need to be writing this all down. Foodland Ontario TV recipes.
Okay.
I've now put them there, but now what the fun part is the veggies. So to make it easy, what kind of veggies? How many veggies?
Oh, here, let me go. Let me read you.
This is what I'm trying to say at home. You don't have to memorize it, but everybody can be in the kitchen helping out.
Right.
Yes.
Put it on your tablet, or if you have a laptop, throw it on your laptop.
Yeah, okay.
So we've got some vegetable. We've got finely chopped Ontario rosemary. Okay. We've got crimini mushrooms. Sorry.
Yeah. How much?
We've got 1 package of Ontario crimini mushrooms sliced. We've got 1 Ontario onion chopped, 1 Ontario greenhouse sweet red pepper diced, or you can use orange.
And then what else?
There's more. 2 cloves of garlic.
Nope, we're going to just go with this. So I've already done it. 1 pepper, 1 onion, and I've got 1 package out here. I put it all together. We're going to put it in here.
I finally get to be a part of this whole recipe thing, and she just takes it away from me.
You jumped on because you have exciting news, so I just, I wanted you to take care of you. So there we go. Okay, so we're just going to saute that. And I've already kind of cooked the pasta. Okay. But another way to cook the pasta after I've done all of this sauteing is you're going to put it back in the pot.
I love that.
With its spices, with broth, and some wine. Okay, so I've already done that.
So you got this sort of al dente because you're going to be putting it in here to finish it.
We probably won't have time, so I've already added some spice to it.
Okay.
What I'm going to add is what you were saying before. I've got 2 cloves of garlic, I've got some rosemary, and I have some thyme.
Gotcha.
The great thing about Mother's Day and spring is also the idea that you're starting to see all the herbs come back. So start figuring out with your mom what you might plant.
Okay.
Because everybody's like, what do you want for Mother's Day? I'm like, I just want somebody to spend some time in the garden with me and just let me figure it out.
And the garden centers are open now.
Oh, they're great.
They're starting to pop up. I mean, you obviously check for the one closest to you, but most of those garden centers are starting to pop up, which is exciting.
Okay, so we're just going to let that saute.
Okay.
And then really what we're going to do is the pasta, you're going to put it right on top of that.
All right.
As we're doing that, this is cooking up a storm.
What have you got over here?
This is tomato pasta.
Oh, this
What's
is
it called?
the linguine
Linguine
arrabbiata.
So what
Apologies
I've already
if I
started,
messed that up.
No, it's perfect. What I've started to do is 1 onion and a pepper ahead of time. Probably saute it for about 5 minutes.
All right.
And then I'm going to add 2 cloves of garlic. This kitchen is going to smell so good in
it
about
already
1
does.
second.
I'm going to do a little.
Thank you. You can even turn it down. I
Turn it
think
down
I'm
a
pretty
bit?
good.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar.
Okay.
I've also got a teaspoon of sugar just to do that sweet and spicy because I'm adding some chili peppers.
Oh, a little chili pepper. Nice.
And add as much as you want, but start off with a half teaspoon.
Okay.
And then I've got some basil. I'm just going to saute that for about 30 seconds. And what I have done ahead of time is I've taken about 3 of those big tomatoes or anything that adds up to about 6 cups. I've chopped it. There's knives out there. Remember that Patty Taggart at Tagalong Toys.
Yeah.
She's got great knives for kids to use.
That's
Get
right.
kids in the kitchen and drop all those tomatoes in with their juices. You're going to cook it for about 10 minutes, and you're going to have your lovely pasta over there.
Look at that.
Okay.
So is that the same idea? You would al dente and then mix the pasta in there?
No, you know what? You're going to have the
totally
pasta
different.
ready.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're just going to pour it on top.
Got it.
Yeah,
All right.
Again, pasta al dente, read the packaging. Here we go. This is ready.
Okay.
You're just going to pour this on top. So
nice,
lovely.
Julie.
And then, you do a little bit better than that. And then you've got
great. What are you talking about?
lovely
Looks
lamb
fantastic.
chop and mushroom pasta.
There you go.
Our last thing, super quick. It is called...
We've got the ginger beef with peppers, my friend.
Yes, so the ginger beef is because I've already added ginger to the pan. I've added a teaspoon of ginger. So everyone at home, if you don't know what ginger looks like, it looks like this, I think the other word is galanglia. I can never remember it, but you notice it because it actually has like very, sorry, I'm moving around too much, everybody, which is what I do.
Well, it's you and I both do it, so don't worry.
So yeah, you're just gonna peel that off and mince it.
Okay.
I've done with that, and all I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna add this mushrooms, the peppers, the onions, and what you're gonna do, I've already added, you're gonna pour in here, it's a 1.5 cups of stock.
Yeah.
You're gonna pour in some cornstarch and some, a tablespoon, 3 tablespoons, sorry, of soy sauce.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You're going to mix that together as I'm sauteing 2 cups of mushrooms, and like we said earlier, 1 pepper, red, small pepper, and also 1 orange.
Oh my goodness, I could eat that right now. It sounds so good. It
And you're
smells
going to add
so good.
the onions.
Okay.
And then you're going to pour that over top.
All right.
And you're going to wait till
And that gets all the little bits, right?
And then this is pretty much your meal. It's a 1-plate meal.
Oh, I love it.
Anything that you could take from this is if you've got a really rushed weeknight dinner. It's so calm now.
I know.
Sauteing. If you
what
have a
happened in the studio? Everything just went.
because we're really we're sauteing that.
Oh, I
a bit
see.
too
So
much.
we're in saute mode ourselves.
We're in saute, exactly.
Yeah.
So you're gonna let all this settle, and then that's your dinner. You could put it over top of rice. You could put it over top of noodles.
Right.
But it's just all those kind of how to get your fresh flavors in. Make sure you're going to the farmers market. Make sure you're looking for Foodland Ontario as a sign. You know that it takes no time for it to get from farm to table. And lots of support.
Foodlandontario.ca, and you look for TV recipes for all of the recipes that Julie does on this show and other shows, because, you know, she's an ambassador, my friends.
Yeah,
and
I do
are
get
we
a little
allowed to
excited.
talk about your own show yet?
Well, I don't think so.
No?
No.
No?
I should have my own show, though,
You
don't
should.
you think?
Yeah. You should probably think about that.
No, but what we should talk about is if you are looking for something and you don't even want to cook for your mom or your grandma, which you should, because this was pretty easy. Maggie's, Flowers by Maggie's, just down the road from this station.
Yes, hold that
brilliant.
thought. Hold that thought, because we'll talk about Maggie's, and we're going to talk a little Mother's Day, a little bit more coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with Julie Finlay, Mom in the Know, right after this.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
We know how amazing moms are, and just in time for Mother's Day, here's an opportunity to tell us how great she is and make her eligible to receive an exclusive makeover package. Just send us a few sentences telling us why your mom is so special and why she deserves a free professional makeover. The winner will receive an incredible makeover prize pack consisting of makeup and hair care services courtesy of Bruno Racine's Salon and L.A. Barrett. They have both worked with some of the biggest stars in North America.
My name is Risa Solomon St. Louis, and I'm the chef and owner of Bacchanal Taste the Caribbean Lifestyle. I love to eat, I love to cook, and this is one of the reasons why I became a chef. I'm excited to share some of what inspires me when you see me at farmers markets, when we're catering, through our prepared meals, and even our sauces and spice blends that we're known for. Thank you for coming into the kitchen with Risa.
Hi, I'm Sam LaPrade, host of Ottawa Business Matters. We're going to gather here every single week and speak about business here in the capital. We're going to inspire, influence, and inform.
Get it off the... Welcome back to the show. Just trying to burn the place down. Back with Julie Finley, Mom in the Know. There we go.
Wow.
Yeah,
sorry
don't
about
worry.
that.
It's okay. You saved the day here,
nice.
Julie. It does smell nice. I
Okay.
like bread that's been quickly cooked on a glass top stove. Yes. Okay. What do we do?
You know what? I think we maybe should have done with this. No, I'm just joking. What I'm thinking is that moms love to have breakfast.
Right.
So I've got a couple of recipes. I'm even going to
Okay.
give them to you.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not going to because
You're
it
not gonna
really
give-
is. No, because I've got this.
Okay.
We've got strawberry stuffed French toast.
All right.
We've got a pea meal bacon sandwich.
Oh.
And then we've also got eggs cooked on spicy potatoes.
Nice.
So we're going to start with that first. It
Okay.
looks a little crazy, but I'm just going to go into my
Yeah.
little plastic drawer there.
Yeah.
And what I've done is I've taken actually a quarter cup of olive oil.
Okay.
Seems like
Whoa,
a lot,
wow, okay.
but we are going to do some fun things.
That's a
with
good
that.
fat.
It is a
You're
good
okay
fat.
to have that
it's
much.
good, but I've got lots of potatoes. So
Right.
we've got potatoes are available year-round,
Mm-hmm.
super versatile. Everybody should have them. You could be barbecuing them. You could be baking them, cooking them.
Agreed.
Anything you want. Mashed potatoes. I do love mashed potatoes.
I do too.
But
I
this
like all
is lovely.
potatoes.
I do too, actually.
Yeah.
So what we've done here is I've got the shallots. Remember, you like your shallots.
I love shallots, and they last a long time.
They do, and so I love the taste of them. I find they have a little bit more spice to them than the normal Ontario. But if people didn't know what they were, I want to bring them on. They're just like this.
Yeah.
They usually are not on the top with all of the onions.
The other onions, that's
They're
right.
kind of in a box on its
Right.
own. So you just,
Okay.
again, keep it in a nice
Or,
cool
and ask
spot.
for them if you can't find them in your local grocery.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got that sautéed. What we're going to do is we're going to add 1 Ontario red pepper.
Okay.
And we're just going to saute that for a bit. And then what we're going to do is, I've already done it ahead of time, is a quarter cup of warm water, 2/3 cup of warm water with a tablespoon of tomato paste.
Okay,
And I mixed it together.
Right.
And I'm putting it in here.
Nice.
And I'm putting 2 cloves of garlic.
All right.
And it's not really in the right spot, so you're wondering what happens next. But right by you
What
are the
happens
potatoes.
next? Oh, here they are.
There they are. And what you're going to do is you're going to put them in.
Oh, I'm going to dump these
You're
right
going
in.
to dump
okay.
them right in.
All right.
And you're actually going to mix it all together.
Okay.
And you're going to find a lid for it, and you're going to actually cook it for about 20 to 25 minutes or until it's soft.
Okay.
And then really what happens is right now, this is what it looks like.
This is the finished product here?
right
Okay.
here. So really what you're going to do is it's going to come out cooked, and then you're going to cook an egg on top of it.
Nice.
So my tip for cooking an egg on top of it, don't crack it right away. Put it in a little cup, similarly to this, so you can just slide it on top. And then you put the top back on, And
That's
you've got
why you're
your
the
spicy,
pro, because you have these little pieces of advice that saves us all.
It is a cute little advice, but it's true. Maybe because I tried it at home, so I thought
I appreciate your honesty.
Thank you.
That's very kind.
Okay, so we've got one down. Now, the other one that's really nice is the pea meal. Actually, let's go to the stuffed French toast.
Yeah, okay.
This was fun.
Because this one's rather easy to put together.
And I actually love French toast.
Me too.
And it's the first thing, I don't know if anybody at home, but it's actually the first thing I learned how to cook.
I can see that, right?
Yeah.
A grilled cheese or a French toast.
Absolutely.
Always,
really,
always easy to get the kids involved.
All you're doing is you're cooking for this one. You want to put it in a square dish because you're going to be adding a lot to your sandwich and then dipping it.
Gotcha.
So we've got 3 eggs here. And everyone now, keep your eggs. That was a local fresh one. Look how pretty that one was. They're all local fresh, but this is from my friend's farm.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
So everyone at home, keep these eggshells now. Crumple them up. Put them in your garden so those little pesky little cutie pies don't get into your garden.
You know what? I just had a horticulturalist on the show, and they said when you crush them, add some vinegar. The vinegar will actually get it going, because he said if you don't have the vinegar, it takes so long to break down and actually be really good for your garden.
I love it.
So there's a little tip.
Thank you. I'm going to add it.
Things on this show.
You know what? It's because you are a community. You bring us all together. So
well,
thank
this is
you
what
very
we do.
much.
It's not just me. This whole crew here.
It is true.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add some milk to that. I'm going to add some, and that was a 2/3 cup. I'm going to add some
vanilla,
and then I'm going to add some nutmeg.
I love
So
vanilla.
what I've done ahead of time is I've gone and got a lot of local strawberries. So right now, this week, I don't know how long it's going to be, at Produce Depot, 2 for $5, 2 quarts, and have one. Just eat while I keep talking.
Sure, I can do that.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so I've gone ahead and I've chopped up about a 1/3 cup, and I've mixed it in a cup of cream cheese.
Nice.
This is kind of fun.
That's good, yeah.
So this is what we're going to do on my, so I'm using egg bread on top of egg bread because I'm not sure where I put my plate, but
it's okay.
I'm going to take one side of the egg bread.
I love egg bread, by the way. If you've never tried egg bread, it is so fluffy and delicious.
And in this recipe, they actually ask you to maybe have it a day old, just so you can cut it.
Yeah,
so I actually bought it, and so kids can cut however thick they want.
Right.
Because I do find that for Mother's Day, a lot of kids just love to make things a little overzealously, which I appreciate.
100%.
Okay, I'm going to eat these strawberries. So I'm going to use my own hand. I'm also going to put all these strawberries here.
Your hygiene is exemplary.
Yes, I'm going to squish it together.
Okay.
Then I'm going to dip it in the egg.
This is fun.
I know.
Get
and then,
messy in the kitchen, have some fun.
Isn't it fun? You're going to put it on here, and then there is our final piece. Yes, definitely.
Oh my goodness.
I have one more recipe. Do I have time?
I think so. We got
Thank you.
90 seconds.
Okay,
we can do
perfect.
it. So 1 minute, I'm told.
So, okay, you know what? I've already cooked. This is a panini. All you need is, this is a chicken gravy. And what I've done is, yes, you can buy it in a can, or you can get it from Sheila from Time and Again. There's lots of places. And I've just warmed it up with a thyme, fresh thyme, and a tablespoon of shallots. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some mustard to my tablespoon of honey, and you are going to actually drizzle or smear it on that side of the bread.
Okay.
And what I've done already ahead of time is I've done pea meal bacon. So pea meal bacon is absolutely from Ontario and Canada. So our bacon, actually, we'll have to talk about that later. The reason it was called pea meal is because originally it was actually rolled in fresh peas, or like in dried peas.
Okay.
So everyone at home, you always see that yellow.
That nice crust.
That is now cornmeal.
Right.
So make sure you're sauteing it both sides 3 minutes.
Why don't we just rename it cornmeal bacon?
You can try. If anybody you could do it.
All of these recipes available at foodlandontario.ca. Just look up TV recipes. We're just throwing some delicious cheese curd on here. Mom will love it. You'll love it. We'll be back with more right after this.
This is a brain in urgent need of mental health care. But because 3 out of every 4 Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, she may not get the help she needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Well, Welcome to the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Stalo people. The Stalo are people of the river. I'm so thankful for the courage and resiliency of our ancestors who lived on this land since time immemorial. Each of us have gifts from the Creator, and our Creator has a plan and purpose to be fulfilled in our territory. As we embrace our traditional teachings, we can lead the next generation into the fullness of what our Creator designed. Our shared history reveals a broken relationship, but as all Canadians commit to hear truth, acknowledge injustice, we can learn to walk in our traditional way, Letsamot, with a good heart and a good mind. Then all of our lives will be enriched. Kwasai.
Join us for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock, right here on Rogers TV.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa according to Phil Jenkins on Rogers TV.
Hey, welcome back to the show. We are back with contractor Ryan. We've talked about many things here on the show. We've talked drywall, electrical, and today we are talking plumbing. Because if you look at some things like electrical, there's not a lot of advancements, and I think with, don't give me that look, I am serious.
Okay,
when you look at what you get, okay, let's talk about it. Contractor Ryan joining us on the show. No, but when you look at electrical, like there's not a crazy amount of advancements from, I would say, 30 years ago to today. Would you disagree?
Well, there's arc fault protection.
Well, sure.
You know,
I mean more
GFI,
of the...
There's all that kind of stuff. But I hear what you're saying. Plumbing has definitely come a long way in terms of making it easier for the do-it-yourself.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
What you mean, I think.
100%. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Well, and plus electrical, I don't know if you want to do a lot of do-it-yourself. No. But plumbing for a lot of people, myself included, it can be intimidating. Right? But there's a lot of different products out there today. So let's first of all talk about material options. What did we used to use, and what do we have today?
We used to use copper, like everywhere. Yeah. I mean, that was the standard, right? But copper's expensive now. And there's a lot of disadvantage. I mean, a lot of plumbers are going to swear by copper still. And I get it. That's
for sure.
Okay. That's what they want to use, but copper's hard to work with. You know, I was just standing here as you were talking, I was cleaning this piece of copper off, right? So that when I kind of show that we need to solder the joint on, we need to be perfectly clean. This is not perfectly clean, but you see the difference though. Right? Yeah. Like, you know, but copper, like, look at this side. This has just been in my shop, right? It's already started to corrode, right? Right. When copper's going next to ductwork, if the two different metals aren't the same, copper's going to lose. It's gonna, it's going to oxidize.
So if it's touching, that's a big deal, right?
You know, it's a time bomb.
Really?
We don't know. It's under pressure, right? So we don't know when it's going to, you know, but it will.
Yeah, eventually it will. Absolutely.
And you have to solder it. Like, you have to make your cuts perfect. You got to put that on. Like, there we go. I didn't bring the torch today.
Okay, good.
Right?
Safety first.
Yeah. But you have to solder it and get it perfect. I mean, it is a good install. Don't get me wrong. Like, they do last, but it's hard. It's hard for the do-it-yourself.
Well, and there's no flexibility to it, right? So you know, if you've got to go through some tight spaces, you're looking at, you know, a lot of little elbows and stuff.
Oh yeah.
This is the stuff that most plumbers, I would say, use now.
Nowadays, this is pretty common. Okay. This is what we're seeing in new builds, but this stuff is amazing. Like, I can do whatever I want with this. Put it where I need to. Right. You know, and it's super easy to connect to. But let's talk about repairing it. Okay. You know, like like the do-it-yourselfer. They want to do a little, like, I'm going to the cottage this weekend. Right. Like, right after the show, actually. I'm leaving. Okay. I'm on my way.
Good for you.
I'm going to turn the water on. I'm going to have a leak. You know it. Something froze. Right? Something froze. Possibly. I'll let you know. I'll text you. Okay. But, like, this is super repairable, right? I don't have to get my torch out. I don't have to do all that. Right. There's different options. Let's do one.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
You got a leak.
There we go.
Oh, you're cutting it.
I cut it. There's a leak.
The leak's gone.
Leaks, water coming out everywhere. But we
turn off the water first, by the way. I could share a story with you, but I won't. We don't have enough time.
We should have done this live with water.
Why not?
But why not? But we can really get into it. This is a shark bite.
Yeah.
This is one of the newer shark bites, right? This is the older style shark bite, but they're notwithstanding, they're all kind of the same.
These things are amazing.
They're amazing, but plumbers are going to give me a hard time that I'm showing to do it. And like, this isn't meant to, you're not going to do your whole house with this.
Right.
This is great. They're expensive.
It is, yeah. Yeah. Shark bite's not cheap, for sure.
But you just push that on, and that's it.
It's connected. There's no leak.
There's no leak.
It's amazing.
You got to make sure there's no burrs and stuff like that.
You're getting yourself in trouble with plumbers because you're showing them right now that, hey, if you've got a leak, cut where the leak is, turn the water off, cut where the leak is, and then boom.
Yeah.
You put that on and then you're done.
But there's other ways that plumbers do it. Let's do this one here. I just cut this one again in half. Okay. This is going to be cool for you, I think. I think you're going to enjoy this.
Okay.
Right? Let's put in a little shutoff valve. So here's a shutoff valve, right? And we're going to crimp it. This is what we see in houses. This is what we want to see behind walls, right? I'm going to put that on like that. If I do this, can you do the other one?
To do the crimping?
Yeah, I'll do one.
Okay.
And you do the other one. We're going to put one right there.
You want to do this one?
No. We're going to do this. There's just two ends to this. Right?
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah.
And we're going to crimp it. Oof.
I did some of that. Yeah.
You did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put the ring on.
Okay.
You get that all set up, right? You get that all set up. Open it up.
Okay. All right. Okay.
There you go. You ready?
We'll see. We'll see. Why are you looking at me like that?
No, I just want to
This isn't the kind I have. This isn't the same one I have.
All right, ready? Crimp it on there. This is
no, but again, okay.
There we go. Pull it open. There we go. Put it on. There you go.
Okay, here we go.
There we go. Look at that.
And you really gotta.
Oh yeah, you gotta
put some muscle in it.
Yeah.
There you go. And
but look how easy that was, right?
Boom.
Right, and now we have a little shutoff valve.
I will say this, and not to say all builders do this, but a lot of builders, they don't have shutoff valves where they should be in a lot of homes, right?
Outside taps, right?
100%.
Yeah, it's super common. We put that on there. You can buy that as a shark bite as well, and just push it on.
Right.
Another common thing. I'll show you another real quick. This is underneath the faucet.
2 minutes left.
You said underneath the faucet kind of leaks sometimes.
Yes.
And, these shutoff valves. This is the old style where you'd crimp it down, right? Oh, there we go. You put the pipe in there and you crimp it down. They work.
Yeah.
They work, but I'm a fan of, especially if it's outside of the wall. We're not burying it inside of the wall, so if it does tend to leak, you just have a little shutoff valve. We're just going to push that on there, and there you go.
Done. You've just put on a shutoff valve.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing how far it's come.
It's fun. It's a fun little product.
So let's talk long term. You know, as far as a long-term investment. Unfortunately, these are things that people don't see, right? Again, like 80% of the house is pretty much what you don't see.
Yeah,
right?
like if I'm doing something inside of a wall, to me, and I know SharkBite might argue with me on this, right? But I would use a crimp, something that I physically crimp down, or the expansion one, what have you. I would do that.
Okay.
But these things are technically rated to go behind walls. Like if you look them up, they're rated and insured to go behind walls. They say the shelf life is about 50 years.
Okay. It's not bad. What's the shelf life of that?
About the same.
Is it really? Okay.
50 years on copper too.
On copper as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the thing, right? Like when you're building a whole house, I don't know that it's economical to use shark bites, and I don't know that I would put them behind the wall.
I agree with you there because.
But if we're doing a quick repair, Home Depot, man, $10.
Yeah.
And we're out.
Right.
We're in, we're out. You do it yourselfer. It's a Saturday night. Call a plumber on a Saturday night.
Yeah. You're not wrong about that. Hey, contractor Ryan Brown, he's got his own show here on Rogers TV. You can check it out Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. There's a ton of repeats. Fridays at 4:30, Sundays at 4:30, but visit rogerstv.com to find out the full schedule. We'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere. We know how amazing moms are, and just in time for Mother's Day, here's an opportunity to tell us how great she is and make her eligible to receive an exclusive makeover package. Just send us a few sentences telling us why your mom is so special and why she deserves a free professional makeover. The winner will receive an incredible makeover prize pack consisting of makeup and hair care services courtesy of Bruno Racine's Salon and L.A. Barrett. They have both worked with some of the biggest stars in North America.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Rogers presents the 2024 East Coast Music Awards, live from Charlottetown Thursday, May 2nd, starting with the red carpet at 6 p.m., followed by the awards show at 7. The East Coast Music Awards on Rogers TV.
Best you.
I'm Sam LaPrade. I hope you join us for an hour to give right here on Rogers TV. We're going to talk about everything that is going to inspire you about this beautiful city.
If you don't have your tickets yet, you should get them because Algonquin Theatre tonight, Commons Theatre tonight, the Country Mixtape Tour is going on. 3 fantastic artists. I have one of those fantastic artists in studio with me. His name is Sean Austin. But before we get to him, here's a little taste of what you can expect tonight. This is one of his latest singles. It's called Words.
Trouble as a young dumb kid before I learned how to hold them and control them. It's a battle every day to not say words like hate, words like can't. Don't do a thing for nobody. Like the words that you pray, words that you say now that you love somebody. Starts with hey, what's your name? What you do later on? Just a few turns into a million of them on the phone. When the 3 that count come out, it sounds so good it hurts. Then it's a will you tonight, do love you forever, for better or worse. Words that you never meant to say. You were mad, now you're trying.
That is Words by Sean Austin. He joins me in studio now. Welcome. Great to have you here, Sean.
Great to be here.
Naturally, let's just talk about that song. Tell me the inspiration behind that one.
Words, I love simplicity. I love how, you know, at the end of the day, we don't have connection, we don't have communication, we have nothing. We don't have talk shows without words. You know, life is words, and music is words, and everything is words, and it's just talking about how you grow up and you make mistakes with words, and you learn how to say things better, and then hopefully you get to say those 3 most important words to somebody special one day.
Nice, and you've been able to do that.
I have.
You just had your first child, right? Just recently.
Yeah, 10-week-old little boy.
10 weeks now.
I owe my wife a lot right now because I've been on the road for a while.
Could imagine.
But it's been amazing. It's I really start to, you know, parents say it all the time. You don't know how great it is until you do it, and it's been awesome.
Nice. Congratulations to you and your wife. Tell me about your beginnings in music. When did music come into your life?
Music was always there. I'm that typical story of a guy who thought baseball was going to be his career, and followed by a knee injury, followed by, you know, this and that, and I was in finance for a bit. But music was always the backbone of what I was doing, and I was playing restaurants and bars all over the place, and it was something that I just loved to do, and it turned into this opportunity, and now being able to tour Canada and do what I really love has been amazing.
Why country music in particular?
You know, it was funny. I get that I'm a Vancouver city boy, and how does that equate to country? But it was just always what I gravitated to when I was playing rooms. You'd play a little bit of everything because you want to try to grab the attention of whoever's in a restaurant or that particular day. But everyone's like, why do you say, like, you've got a twang, like, are you from the States or from down
really?
south?
Hey, when you sing?
I don't know where it came from, so if for some reason, some way, somehow, it's just ingrained in me.
Nice. You know, it's interesting, country music, because I grew up a classic rock fan, okay? Never thought I liked country music, and then I had the good fortune of going to see Kenny Chesney. Yeah. And it wasn't just the music, it was the people. Right, the audience and just this atmosphere. Yeah. For people that don't know, like, country music just brings together people in a really special way.
Yeah,
right?
It's meant to be easygoing. It's meant to be a family vibe. They call it the broad specific, where we're talking about things on a broad level, but hopefully there's a specific connection that the listener can make. Because at the end of the day, we're all going through the same experiences. We're all kind of turning on the same rock, and country is, you know, when you go to a country concert, it's 2 hours just to have a beverage and have a party with people that you've either known forever or you're meeting for the first time. It's fun.
Yeah, no, that's a great description. That's exactly how I felt. I just felt like I knew everybody. Yeah. Right, all of a sudden. Yeah. You're nearing the last leg of this particular tour. Tell me about the tour so far. What's it been like for yourself?
It's been a blast. I mean, I don't know whose bad idea it was to put the three of us on the road at the same time. It's been I mean, these are Andrew Hyde, I've known since 2017. We've toured together a few times. And Tyler Joe Miller, we grew up outside of each other's hometowns and came up together. So it's very serendipitous to be able to do this now. And, you know, it's touring on a bus with my brothers. It's been a great run, and every show's been, you know, in my opinion, better than the last. And now that we're on the final couple shows here, it's we leave everything on the table, and it's been a blast.
Kind of bittersweet, I guess, right? Because you have a 10-week-old, and you know, to get back to too. But it's the excitement of being on stage. That must be an incredible feeling.
There's nothing better. And again, with country music, this is where the connection occurs. This is where, you know, being on a stage and having fans excited, singing back the songs that we've put out. That's the drug. That's what changes everything, and that's what allows us to keep doing what we love, and the reason why we do it.
The single is Words. The EP is of the same name. Yeah. How would you describe the entire album?
You know, I know it's cliche when artists say that, oh, this is my best work yet, and I think we've opened the doors, but genuinely I think those sentiments ring true on this for me. There's songs on here that are the quote-unquote Sean Austin sound for those that have followed me through the years, but there's some things that are a little bit envelope pushing, and there's some different sounds and places that I'm really excited to go, and some songs that I think people will be surprised at, but enjoy as well. It's country's been evolving so much, and it's been nice to be part of that evolution.
And you're right. People think it's a cliche, but there's growth as an artist, right? I mean, you're constantly growing as an artist. It doesn't stop. Yeah, right?
I think my confidence at this stage is at its peak, and it's been nice to look back through the years and see where I've come and how it's changed, and how it's, you know, it's kind of, it fuels the fire to push harder and try to take things, you know, even to the next level.
I got 30 seconds left. Just quickly, summer festival season coming up.
It's busy.
Jump on tour again, I imagine.
We're looking at some things for the fall. Again, I hate being cryptic because nothing's, you know, the contracts haven't been written out yet, but there's some exciting stuff coming up for the fall that we're hopefully going to be announcing soon, and it's all coming together.
Congrats on all your success so far.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining me, Sean. Really appreciate it. Hey, tonight, Algonquin Commons Theatre, just a few tickets left at 8 p.m. You can visit Sean's website, as a matter of fact, SeanAustinMusic.com to get your tickets. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, can I take your order? Hello?
Oh, hey. Wait, what was the question?
Let me guess. One driving high combo, extra baked?
No. Could I get a burger with a side of fries?
Think you're a better driver when you're high? Think again. Smoking weed affects reaction time and concentration. A message from Mad Canada.
My name is Matthew Rutledge. I'm a 60 scoop survivor, born in Red Lake. Was adopted from there to Toronto at the age of 4. A lot of our brothers and sisters, family members got separated from each other. That was the government's goal, to break that connection from brothers and sisters. Basically taking the Indian out of the child. Right now, they're still trying to find themselves. Originally, my birth name is Harvey Halverson. In my high school days, teens, I was trying to fit into society. I knew I was First Nations, but I didn't know who I was inside. I think later in life, I started that journey. I am proud, Anishinaabe man, who I am now. I love life, who I am.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
Join us for the new season of Ottawa Storytellers, right here on Rogers TV.
You might have heard these two words have been in the news recently. We're talking capital gains, and certainly there's a lot to break down. There's some confusion around it as well. But here to educate us, Graham Fallis joins us. He's senior wealth advisor with Scotia Wealth Management. Welcome back, Graham. Great to have you here. So capital gains, what is it exactly?
Okay, so capital gain is the difference from which you purchased an investment and sold it. So you buy something for $100, you sell it for $200, your capital gain is $100. And that's not a problem if the said investment is in a registered account, so tax-free savings account, retirement savings plan, retirement income plan, something of that nature. If you hold these investments outside of a registered plan, or if you have a piece of property that's not your principal residence, then you have a tax on that capital gain.
Okay, so let's talk about the tax. What is the tax now?
Okay, so under current legislation, half the gain is taxable at your marginal tax bracket.
Okay.
So the reason we're talking about this is in the most recent budget proposal, there is a proposal to change the capital gain inclusion rate for capital gains from 50% to 66.6% for individuals like you and I. There's an exemption, so the proposed legislation is the first $250,000 in any calendar year will be at the old rate of 50%.
Okay.
On a go-forward basis, after you reach that $250,000 threshold, it'll be 66.6%. For those that have a professional corporation, so think of your medical doctor, for those that have investments within a corporation or within a trust account, there is no $250,000 exemption on the first 200.
Oh, there's none.
No.
Okay.
So it's 66.6% on any capital gain.
So why is that so important to note? I know doctors have pushed back, but for people that are not familiar, they are pushing back because they've set this up. They've taken advantage of incorporating because the rules of engagement were different then, and they're looking at that for retirement. Is that fair to say?
So in the case of professional corporation, the intent was these corporations could be used as savings vehicles.
Okay.
And there was an inclusion rate of 50% on capital gains, as it was for an individual. It wasn't meant to enrich someone over an individual.
Okay.
Now there's some pushback. No one likes to pay, most people don't like to pay more taxes.
Right.
So now that this proposal is on the table, there is some pushback. And the thing we would like to illustrate and drive home for your viewers is you should be aware of what the proposed changes are.
Okay.
And you should start to talk to your professionals, talk to your tax specialist, talk to your financial planner, talk to your investment advisor, talk to your realtor maybe, look at your own personal circumstances and how do these proposed changes impact you.
Right.
Okay, and so the proposed legislation will go into effect June 25th.
Okay.
An interesting development is the government has now separated the capital gains component.
So this was the announcement yesterday.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
They have removed that
so
component?
They've separated. So the budget as a whole, save the capital gains component, is going to be one motion.
Okay.
And another motion is going to be the capital gains changes. And so that may mean there's some adjustments happening. So my colleague Doug was on with you a few weeks ago.
Yes.
We talked about bar trusts, you and he, and they did make an 11th hour change to the reporting requirements on bar trusts. We don't know.
Right, but it's possible.
It's possible that all this goes through as proposed. It's possible there's an adjustment. What is really, really important here is don't make a reactionary decision, a knee-jerk decision, assuming this is going to go through without looking at your personal circumstances, and don't delay doing some planning around this. You should have a strategy for how is this going, what are we going to do given my family's circumstances?
Right. So don't panic, is what you're saying, because a lot of people are. So, you know, we talked about that incorporation. The other people that are really concerned is if you own, let's say, a cottage, leisure properties. How does it impact those people?
So capital gains on your principal residence is still exempt, so no concerns there. For a secondary residence, for an investment property, for a cottage property, if you own also a primary residence, there's always been this 50% inclusion rate, or in recent history there's been this 50% inclusion rate. That rate is going to change as well. So effective June 25th, the first $250,000 of gain is going to be taxed at the 50% inclusion rate. And then the inclusion rate for anything above that will be 66.6%.
Okay.
So for somebody that's held a cottage for 30, 40, possibly longer years, you may have significant embedded capital gain there, and it is worth having a discussion. Most people, we've talked about cottages many times on this show before. Most people view this as basically a family asset, right? It creates memories, there's an emotional connection. Quite often, people want to pass that down from generation to generation.
So what happens then? Sorry, I think there's some confusion for probably a lot of viewers out there. I pass it to my son or to my daughter. What happens then to financially for them?
If you have purchased it and you're selling it or transferring it to someone else, for a market value that is higher than your purchase price, there is a capital gain. And so taxes have to be, it's not like these were tax exempt before. There was always tax liability here. The issue that you want to be aware of is that liability looks like it's going to increase, and so your planning around that needs to account for this potential change.
Gotcha. Yeah, because it's not as easy sometimes as people assume, oh, it's the family cottage, it just goes to the next generation. No. There are financial consequences for that next generation taking it on. Listen, if you want to sit down with somebody like Graham who can walk you through all this, and of course much more when it comes to finances, visit findyournumber.ca. Graham and his team would be more than happy to help you. Thanks again. Always a pleasure having you. We'll be back with more right after this. We know how amazing moms are, and just in time for Mother's Day, here's an opportunity to tell us how great she is and make her eligible to receive an exclusive makeover package. Just send us a few sentences telling us why your mom is so special and why she deserves a free professional makeover. The winner will receive an incredible makeover prize pack consisting of makeup and hair care services courtesy of Bruno Racine's Salon and L.A. Barrett. They have both worked with some of the biggest stars in North America.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
These days at your local Legion, we're marching to the beat of a different drum.
on a mission to support veterans, to have fun, and to welcome everyone to our ranks. You don't have to be a veteran to join the Legion. And as a member, you'll join thousands of others serving our veterans, our communities, and our country. Oh yeah, and our Member Perks program will save you thousands on shopping, dining, products, and services across the country. Join us at legion.ca.
Hi, I'm Sam LaPrade, host of Ottawa Business Matters. We're going to gather here every single week and speak about business here in the capital. We're going to inspire, influence, and inform.
Join us for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock, right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the show. You just heard from Snooki talking to Julie how awesome she is. Well, Snooki's also awesome. Snooki Lomo joins me. She is a volunteer bladder cancer support group coordinator and co-walk Ottawa lead for the walk that's coming up in September. This all in support and to raise awareness for bladder cancer. Snooki, welcome back.
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank you so much for inviting me back and allowing me to come and talk about bladder cancer, because it's very close and near dear to my heart, and I feel it's important to get the message out.
Yeah, it is personal for you. Tell us why, Snooki.
I have bladder disease myself.
Yeah.
I never got bladder cancer, but I have a condition called interstitial cystitis, which is a condition where the lining of the bladder tears away from the wall into your urine and causes you lots of trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk bladder cancer in general.
Okay.
Share some of the statistics. Like, how common is it?
Well, it is actually, it's the 5th most common cancer.
Okay.
We have in Canada right now over 80,000 survivors, and we expect another 13,400 new cases this year.
Just this year?
Yeah.
So what is bladder cancer exactly?
So bladder cancer is when the cancer cells get into the lining of the bladder, and they cause a problem, and it's called urethral cell carcinoma, and it could not only attack the bladder, but it could get into the urethra or your uterus or your pelvis. It's all that stuff down there.
Right.
Yeah.
What are some of the causes?
Well, that's an interesting question. They say statistically that smoking is the #1 cause.
Okay.
But nowadays, I have 2 new young members in my bladder cancer support group, and both are in their 30s and never smoked, and their parents never smoked. And so I think a lot of it is environmental. It's chemicals that we get exposed to, either from sprays that are happening in the environment or in our chemicals in our food.
Yeah, and it's interesting you say that, because I don't think there's enough consideration for that. I know there's research being done, but to this point, to not understand how much all of those toxins are affecting us it's pretty shocking.
It is.
Right? After all these years.
I think we have to look at the labels and see what's in our food before we buy it.
Yeah, no, agreed. So we don't necessarily have many known causes outside of course, smoking and perhaps the environment. What are some of the symptoms?
Okay, well, there are some very known symptoms that we need to be cognizant of. #1 is blood in your urine. If you do see blood in your urine, please go see a doctor. And when you do see your GP, ask him to refer you to a urologist, because that's the best way to protect yourself. The second is frequency. If you find that you're going to the washroom very often, like every hour, that's another sign. Or you have burning or in your urination, that's another sign. Or if your urination changes, like for example, instead of having a strong stream, you have a small stream or an inconsistent stream, those are other signs. And the last one is if you will get up quite frequently in the night.
Okay.
Having to go to the washroom in the night 3 or 4 times, that's another indication.
And that's good to know, because I think there's a misconception out there that that is just normal. As we start to age, we have to get up more often. That should be a sign to go and see your doctor.
Especially for men, like it could be prostate, that's the other issue. But it also is a sign for issues with the bladder, because the bladder is only this small little muscle that sits right here at the bottom of your belly.
Right.
And it can give you lots of trouble if you don't look after it.
What about diagnosis? Is it easy to diagnose? How is it diagnosed?
Well, interesting. I think the best way they can diagnose it is with a cystoscopy, but they do blood tests as well to show. But when you first start to experience bladder issues, they go in there with a camera, and they look right inside your
I've been there.
Okay. And they look right inside.
It's not the most exciting thing, I can tell you all, but it's incredibly. I happen to have mine was a bladder stone, which I hadn't even heard of before.
Yes, okay.
Mine was about like the size of a golf ball, so they had to go in and
take it out.
Blast it out of there. But research for bladder cancer, are we seeing more research being done, Snooki?
We are. As a matter of fact, one of the new drugs on the market are the immunology drugs, and that seems to be working for bladder cancer.
Okay.
Yeah, but one of the ones that we do use a lot is called BCG, and it's one that is used very often, or most often, with people who are in the initial stages of bladder cancer, where it's not injected in your body, but it's put in through a catheter, and you get to hold it, and that seems to help kill the cancer cells in your bladder, and many of my members have been through it, and has been successful. It's a very successful procedure if you catch bladder cancer early. That's the thing. Bladder cancer.
Early detection important, like
really
most cancers,
important.
obviously,
yes.
right?
Because bladder cancer is the most expensive to treat.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's the most reoccurring. And so if you get it and you think you caught it, you escaped, it's liable to come back.
So it is okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so if it ever penetrates the bladder wall, in other words, if the cancer is spread to the bladder wall and they have to remove your bladder, they have now developed a magnificent technique where they make you a new bladder out of your intestine.
Wow.
Here in small intestine. And it's called a neobladder. And I have members of my group with the neobladder now 12, 15 years. So you can add a lot of years to your life through this new procedure, and it's very successful. And we're so blessed here in Ottawa. We have one of the best urology units in all of Canada right here.
Yeah.
And they do upwards of over 400 surgeries a year.
Snooki, you're going to come back as we get closer. Just running out of time, but the Canada Walks for Bladder Cancer is coming up September 22nd. So as we get closer to that walk, we'll have Snooki back on the show to remind you all, because I know May is Bladder Cancer Awareness Month, but we should remain aware all year round. So we'll be back with Snooki in a little bit.
Can I just say one more thing before we go?
Just run.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Rogers presents the 2024 East Coast Music Awards, live from Charlottetown Thursday, May 2nd, starting with the red carpet at 6 p.m., followed by the awards show at 7. The East Coast Music Awards on Rogers TV.
Not much time left to enter our Amazing Mom Makeover contest. The deadline is coming up this Sunday, May 5th at midnight. Here are all the details. We know how amazing moms are, and just in time for Mother's Day, here's an opportunity to tell us how great she is and make her eligible to receive an exclusive makeover package. Just send us a few sentences telling us why your mom is so special and why she deserves a free professional makeover. The winner will receive an incredible makeover prize pack consisting of makeup and hair care services courtesy of Bruno Racine's Salon and L.A. Barrett. They have both worked with some of the biggest stars in North America. You saw right there. Enter the contest at rogerstv.com/amazingmom. I want to mention Snooki talking bladder cancer. This is the month of May is Bladder Cancer Awareness Month. She's actually going to be down at TD Place at the Farmers Market. So if you wanted to speak to her directly, find out more information, she'll have a little kiosk, a little table down there, so you can approach her and feel free to ask her any questions you may have. Again, don't forget to get those entries in for our Mother's Day contest, and we'll see you next time here on Daytime.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Welcome to Secondary Dwelling from Hell. I am really excited today because we have Jason from Aubrey Mechanical who's going to take us through the fire stop in the ductwork, something that was missed by the other contractor and never should have been left the way it was. All of this needs to come down, but this is very expensive. We're going to prep to drywall the ceiling. We have Sonopan here, which is a soundproofing product. I promise you're going to learn something. This is going to be fun.
We know how